Hello everyone, thank you so much for tuning into the first episode of Beyond the Walls by Middle East Architect. Middle East Architect analyzes design and its value in a dynamic industry. For more interviews, insights, and just to know more about the architecture industry, stay tuned to MEA.
Mariska, how was the university experience like versus the work experience?
University. I mean, maybe you didn't take life so serious. You're still, growing up, trying to find your feet on the ground, and then you're pushed into reality, basically. And I think for me, it was like what I learned in university was like maybe 5%. 10% of what I needed, in the real life. And then you just pushed into the field and there you go, you jump into the water and it's very different.
It was like a shock in the beginning.
Aspect of people, dealing with people, how to present yourself, all of this as well. So it's a certain field which comes into a picture as well. So.
Yeah. I've been exposed to other fields in the architecture rather than design. So I found myself more comfortable in the technical side, to be honest. And I find it amusing as well to generate like something from nothing or build the ideas of someone else's concept. I found it really interesting to be a problem solver, I'd say. So I found it nice to work on the technical side, to be honest.
Yeah, I also think it's very nice because I mean, okay, if we are honest here, and we do only the concept, it's a pretty picture, but when you go with a 2D drawing basically on site on a construction field and you see it built after all, and also what you learn throughout the progress, I think is, making a decision or even a wrong decision, how it impacts and how it shows later on, and then how to make it pretty again, or how to deal with it, basically.
Yeah, even with the construction, when you get exposed to the construction side of the architecture, you feel like, I was missing a lot. Like I didn't think about all these small details when it comes to reality about the materials and the detailing. Those I didn't, when I was designing, I wasn't paying attention to those.
Exactly.
Now I've into details. I can see every single detail.
And it makes a difference, right?
Yeah, it makes a difference, even in my life.
Exactly.
I'm becoming a detail-oriented. Maybe it's not a good thing all the time,
but
it is. Has a lot of good impact. Tell me your feeling about the first time you go to the construction site.
Oh, the first time I went to site, it was actually great. I felt like I could conquer the world, because it has I'm actually productive, I'm doing something, and in the end of the day, you see getting something built. Interestingly enough, it was a design and build job where you saw the difference after 1 week already being on site, So, I think it had a great impact on me. And then now it's basically completely different. I mean, you have to perform, you have to, make decisions, and it's, in construction, sometimes you have a lot of pressure, so you cannot pause, you cannot think sometimes, and I don't know, how is it for you?
Yeah, pressure. It's for me now. Before, when I was told to go to construction site, even for visits or even following up with the work there, I felt like, wow, I'm gonna be there. It's fun to see that how whatever I created in the office, it's done at site. But after going there, I felt like, no, it's not an easy job to go there. It's super challenging.
Yeah.
And you start looking at the site people differently. You see the daily, day-by-day work, the daily challenges they're going through. It's just, for me, it's a different perspective. And now when you go back to the office and look at the design you're doing, you start thinking about them dealing with those problems. So I felt like it has a lot of impact on me, myself, when I went to visit the construction site. Even with every project, new problem happening, this is endless learning for me. And also is the challenge is for me is convincing people I'm suitable to be at site.
Because
I'm a woman.
Female, yeah.
Exactly. You think you cannot handle it.
I agree.
And they actually don't. They even don't try to say it in my face. You don't
Yeah.
suit that side. Like, I
Yeah.
don't see any reason for this.
I think they're still a bit shocked, you know, when you rock up on site and you're just like, oh, she's actually female, you know, like, what is she doing here? Or like, how come, you know, the
Yeah, I
question
know.
is going to be asked.
This is also another challenge. I'm not saying this challenge is different than when you face it in the office.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
still, it's a challenge.
Yeah, I think
Oh.
it's a challenge either or, you know, in the office and on construction site, but more so maybe on the construction side because we are still very little, like a minority per se, I think. So
Yeah. So, but it's changing. I feel like the last 10 years, it started to change.
yeah,
If especially if you're working for a company or organization which actually pushes you to work and prove yourself, makes a huge impact.
yeah. I think I'm with you on this, and I think it's also on the individual you meet, you know. So it's basically sometimes you meet a very supportive female as well, or sometimes you even meet very supportive male superiors, you
course
know,
not.
like they push you. And I think if you meet one in the office, you know, who pushes you in the right direction, female or male, it makes a difference.
Yeah,
don't know
I
if you
consider
agree.
myself lucky
Yeah.
on this because in Gaj, I felt like they're pushing me to prove myself harder.
Yeah.
And yeah, you feel like they're putting challenges for you, but by days and years, you feel like, yeah, they were right to push you. They have something to believe. You have something to believe in.
Yeah.
So I felt lucky on this one. But I can see other like ladies on different other companies, they need an effort. They spend an effort to prove themselves.
But don't you think we still have to like work 10 times harder than male people,
think
the
so.
counterpart?
I think
Yeah.
so. I don't know why, but it's slightly changing at the moment. But I believe 100% on what you're saying. You have to work harder to prove yourself and put yourself in a position between the men.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
And when you reach there, they then start looking you with like no doubting anymore. I'm not gonna say respect because they respect Haram.
Yeah.
They respect, but
Yeah.
but they doubting you at the beginning.
Yeah. So, Reham, did you have any challenges, any facing challenges, any problems you came across when you were working on site, or?
Besides the proving thing, the proving myself, no, it's just how to achieve the balance because I'm a single mom. I have a lot of duties at home as well. So, and working outside is just too stressful. And to get it done with the least problems and to make the achievement you're aiming to, it's just, I can say it's quite difficult to make it. I'm trying to get this balance done, but the challenge for me is to get the balanced life as I wish it will be. But I'm also very lucky in this because my daughter is starting now to grow up and starting understanding what I'm working and what I'm facing every day at work. So from my side, the whole thing about construction is for me challenging because you require a lot of effort, a lot of long nights at the office. And again, as you said, a problem happened one day, like at site, and you need to be there, available, answering client queries and these things, which makes for me hectic.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I think there's many problems. There's problems that you're still female and that you're a minority. For example, I've come across this a lot of times. Maybe because I'm, culturally different. Obviously, I'm not from the Middle East, so it takes some time for me to adapt as well. On each construction site is different. You face different problems also, on a technical part, I mean, how to deliver one thing and how to integrate another thing, how to integrate the facade in something, So it's very challenging, I think. It's a very challenging job, but I think also it has a nice part to it when you go home at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, then you know that you have accomplished something. So.
Okay, now talking about sustainability. Tell me about the challenges you're facing every day about applying sustainability in your projects.
Well, it's there, 100%. It's a big challenge and where to start, And I think sustainability starts within yourself. I mean, not using as much plastic or, recycle at home, trying to be mindful because in the end of the day, I mean, both you and me, we are leaders, right? And we are there to set an example. So I think as a person, as an individual, to try to make a difference, and then also to go out there and convince the client. And I think that's very hard, like to convince the client, for example, in construction, where do you get the material from, to source it overseas, but then you have like a carbon footprint, which is obviously increasing, you don't want that. Can we source from the local market? Sometimes it's not possible.
Yeah, it's super challenging because you also want to convince them with the budget difference as well.
Exactly, so it's all factors which come in play, and you just, need to push through it and like try to convince them to make a difference.
But don't you think that we are women more sensible about the sustainability?
I think so, but
I don't want to be offending the men, but I think it's our things, to be honest.
I also think so. I mean, I'm 100% convinced that we are, but But again, I think it's also like back down to the individual. I mean, in the office I work, we are very mindful and we're pushing about sustainability, and about all our projects, and we are trying to integrate it, and we are even like aiming to look into the future, what's the trending sustainable things now, For example, vertical farming is on the market now and it's like a big subject. So can we integrate it? Can we integrate it in our projects? Generating power out of the wind, So tell me, do you have any specific project you're very proud of?
Wow, it's a specific question, but I'd like to say that I am so proud to work in hospitals and hotel projects where you can see people like benefit in the society itself, in the hospital, and even with the hotels, which will be the majority of my works recently, will be that seeing people using your facilities, the one you created, stuff, enjoying the entertainment facility you're creating. This is for me what makes me proud about the project. So. What about you?
Yeah, I'm proud of all my projects actually. So, I mean, of it. I did Al Nasim, I did the Museum of the Future. Now I work on Marsa, So, I mean, they're big projects here in the UAE, and I'm super proud that they are alive, and people are using them and can go visit them, and I mean, to give something back into the culture as well, right, and into the public, is amazing. Funny enough. Sorry.
Right.
Funny enough, like I did a project back home over the past 3 years, which is my own house. And I'm also very proud of this because I was my own client, I was the own architect, I was my own project manager, so I was the own contractor or main contractor, because in Germany it's very different to here. Here you work with a main contractor who coordinates all the subcontractor for you, basically. And there, it's not there. You have to coordinate all the subcontractors, So it was very different to see, very different dynamics. Also, respect-wise, it was very different to be female, the female architect, the female client, but I'm also proud of that because it's, it's my own house. So at the end of the day, it's nice.
You've done it. And I feel like the same thing, proud when my daughter wants to go to the visit, like, for example, Warner Brother Hotel. Like, I want to go to your hotel. When she says your hotel, it makes me feel proud. Yeah, okay.
But it's
she thinks they give it to me for free, but she's mistaken.
She knows what you're doing also.
Exactly, it makes me feel proud. So it starts with the family proud thing. So like, okay, that's at least something makes me feel like whatever I'm doing, it makes my family proud as well.
Yeah, that's nice.
Can you talk about mentoring in your life, like the way you got mentored when you first started, and now whatever you're doing in the office?
Yeah, so when I first started, as I mentioned earlier, I had a friend of mine. She was mentoring me, and I think it was very important for me. She guided me in the right direction, and you have that specific extra push. It's not your family, it's not your friend. I mean, I was lucky because she was my direct friend as well. But it's so important, that you have that specific person when you're young to guide you and to also tell you, don't give up, don't be shy, don't hold yourself back, like push forward, keep going, don't give up. I think it's very, very important. And I try to give that back as well. And I mean, with Killa Design, I'm a mentoring role as well. And try to mentor the interns, which come in, and the younger females as well, which are a bit shy and maybe haven't found you know, their place or are confused about it or are confused about architecture, is it the right thing, are confused about construction. So yeah, I try to also guide them. I mean, sometimes...
I think I have the similar experience as well. When you start, you feel like you need a mentor, and if you're lucky, you find the right one as well, who pushes you to the right path. And sometimes I look at those intern girls specifically and the fresh graduates. I feel like it's just they need someone.
Yeah,
I would love to be that one, because at least, as you said, paying back what you got. So I feel like I want to always give them advice to just work harder, of course, work hard, and just the confidence. Be confident about what you're doing. You're good. You do mistakes. It's fine to do mistakes. You don't have to panic. It's those things. And plus, being a woman in this field as well, I just like tell them like
use it.
Yeah, use it. Exactly. It's an advantage. You have all the exposure to like a completely different life.
Yeah.
So just use it, and you'll be capable.
Yeah, I'm with you on this. I also tell them all the time: be bold, be honest, be outspoken. Don't shy off. Like don't shy away of it. You know. So. Yeah, and I think it makes a difference if they also see someone in front of them who isn't shy of it and who is outspoken, you know, like you, like me.
Exactly, so they feel more confident. And I feel like, to be honest, no offense to men, but we're also good at it by nature.
Thank you, Reham, for being here with me today.
Thank you so much as well. That I really enjoyed talking to you, chatting.
Likewise. Yeah. Stay tuned for more.
Okay, bye.
Bye.